In area news impacting us this Tuesday morning, January 17th, 2017. Members of the Pride of Madawaska Middle and High School Band are en route for a special trip to Washington, D.C., where they have been invited to perform at one of the inauguration events for President-elect Donald Trump. The Pride of Madawaska is one of 12 bands that will perform in a concert at the Lincoln Memorial the day before the 45th president is sworn in, and the only performers from Maine. Channel X Radio caught up with them last night on the road in Hampton at the Best Western. We had a chance to speak with band director Ben Michaeljan about this exciting experience.
Indeed, it's very exciting. I marched an inaugural parade when I was a senior in high school, but this is my first inauguration event as a band director. We have a 29-piece band playing this performance. It's about the experience for these youngsters and the opportunity for them to display their musical talents in front of a larger audience and to get prepared for a performance that's of a higher level of importance than what they're used to.
We also spoke with band members Celine Perry and Caitlin Martin. We asked them what they thought about this experience and what type of preparation was needed for the event.
We've been practicing all week and all last week, and we just put together the marching this week, and it's going to be really big and fun and crazy. You can make it big, even if you're from a small town.
Yeah, it's nice to know that band can get recognized in our school.
The entourage loaded up at 3 a.m. this morning for a 16-hour trip to Washington, D.C. This Thursday's Make America Great welcome concert will kick off 3 days of events highlighted by President-elect Donald Trump swearing in as the 45th President of the United States at the U.S. Capitol on Friday. We will have more of our interview with the Pride of Madawaska Middle High School Band tomorrow. Aroostook County's only commercial television station will be losing a meaningful segment of its audience tonight. Dish TV has decided to pull the plug on both of WAGM signals, CBS and Fox. In fact, the satellite TV distributor is blacking out all TV stations in 50 markets that are owned by Gray Television, an Atlanta, Georgia-based company that acquired the Presque Isle TV station last year. In a news release Gray posted on the internet, the company expects this blackout to last for several months, meaning Dish subscribers may miss seeing the Super Bowl next month. The issue involves money and rebroadcast rights. This is not the first time Dish has turned off TV stations, preventing them from being seen in rural areas where cable TV is not available and over-the-air signals are weak or non-existent. The blackout is slated to begin at 7 p.m. this evening. S.W. Collins has pledged $50,000 toward the gymnasium and music space in the proposed new elementary school project in RSU 39. Sam Collins, president of S.W. Collins, said for more than 170 years our family and the families of our employees have benefited from an excellent education from what is now RSU 39. We feel an obligation to ensure that future generations are afforded the same excellence in education. The proposed new elementary school for grades pre-kindergarten through 8th grade will replace 4 existing RSU 39 buildings and will be built almost entirely with state funding, with the exception of an estimated $2.3 million for a second gym and enhanced music area. The elimination of the 4 buildings, all with gymnasiums, has presented a challenge to the community because the state will only fund 1 gymnasium. A local organization, the Friends of Caribou Schools, is working diligently to raise at least $1 million of the $2.3 million needed to construct a second gymnasium and additional space for the music program to ensure adequate fitness programming and a continuance of excellence in music education and performance opportunities for the students. Hundreds of people are expected to turn out at a town hall forum in Fredericton featuring Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. This morning's event at the Cultural Center on Saunders Street is being hosted by Fredericton MP Matt DeCourcy and the Fredericton Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber was asking people to RSVP ahead of the event, but CEO Krista Ross said they had to close registrations yesterday morning when it exceeded 800 people. A tweet sent out by the Chamber yesterday said pre-registration doesn't guarantee entry to the event, which starts at 9 a.m. Ross said those who have registered should plan to arrive around 8:30. The stop is part of Trudeau's national outreach tour to reconnect with ordinary Canadians. It's inaugural week for President-elect Donald Trump, but there's one Republican who won't be dusting off her dancing slippers for the inaugural ball. Senator Susan Collins is still recovering from a broken ankle she suffered in a fall on ice outside her Bangor home last month. Her office says she has a plate and 8 screws in her ankle and that she's receiving physical therapy. Spokeswoman Annie Clark says the senator can walk with crutches, but that she's been using a motorized scooter to get around the Capitol complex. Clark says there's no timetable for the injury to fully heal, but she says it may cause her to scale back her inaugural activities. The public might soon have a chance to comment on potential new fishing rules that could help bring New England shrimp back into markets. Northern shrimp were once a popular seafood item, but the commercial fishing industry for them has been shut down since the stock collapsed in 2013. Interstate regulators are working on new rules about how to manage the fishery if it does eventually reopen. The Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission says options include state-by-state allocations and the mandatory use of certain kinds of gear to prevent harvest of young shrimp. The Commission's shrimp panel will meet on March 16th to decide whether to approve a draft of new rules for public comment. The new rules could come up for a vote at a later date. We continue our series this morning about a woman who has made a rustic shine in the eyes of those who have read her wonderful work. Glenna Johnson Smith of Presque Isle has had 2 books published, both after she turned 90 years old. Today she is 96, but there was a time when Glenna was younger, much younger.
21. I got out of college, I got married, and I moved to Aroostook on a potato farm. And I knew zilch about how to be a farm wife, but I learned.
She also taught school in Aroostook County.
I taught 7th and 8th grades in Easton, and then later taught English in the high school in Presque Isle. Loved my teaching. I just loved working with the kids.
Glenna Johnson Smith has been a contributor to Aroostook County's Echoes magazine for many of the 25 years that wonderful publication has existed. An old woman who has proven it is never too late. Her first book was published when she was 90. Today she is 96. And we'll feature more about Glenna Johnson Smith tomorrow morning at the same time. Finally, the Canadian dollar is trading at 76.64 cents U.S., and the U.S. dollar is trading at $1.30.47 Canadian. Well, you've just been uploaded. This is Channel X News, where news matters more.